If you remember back almost 2 years ago, our buddy Ted brought his Prevost in here. It's this raised Prevost, and the shocks were falling off of it, and it had very bad suspension problems, had real bad oil leaks and other stuff. I'll put a link to his original video in here. But he's come back now. We're going to do some just a inspection on everything as he's getting ready to go to Alaska in the bus. We want to make sure everything's in tip-top shape on it. So we're going to go through and just go through and do an inspection on everything and check it all out. One thing we're concerned about is his rear end. It's only been 5,000 miles since we serviced it, and this is what the diff plug looks like now. So there's a lot of metal on there already for only 5,000 miles worth of wear. Last time I was here, we inspected his kingpins. There was a little bit of shim play, vertical movement in the kingpin. Not bad. And now that he's back in, it's terrible. Bang, bang, bang. So we pulled it out. We're putting new bushings in and reaming them out. But the problem was the bearing was completely seized. So every time he was turning, it was just turning on the shims. Yeah, we figured he better have new kingpins for this trip. So new kingpins, bushings, all that. So when we install the bushings, we got to ream them all out. Typical for this type of kingpin. It's about $1,500 per side to do kingpins by the cost of the kingpin and labor. So it's not cheap. So this is the kingpin we took out. It's pretty gouged up. The bushing obviously was much worse, but there's rust on it. And the top. But the problem was we ordered new ones, and when it came in, I noticed there's a little different, this little groove on it. The old one didn't have that. It's a tapered kingpin. It looks the same, but it's thicker here than here, by about 1/10 of an inch. So the bushing ends, this is the same thickness, and these are the same thickness, but one of these is a little thicker. So if I take the old one, it doesn't fit on the new one because the pin is fatter. So if I put the new one on the old pin, you can see see how much slop there is there. So I tried to fit what was the wrong kingpin. I didn't know it. The bushings, we reamed the bushings, got the bushings fitting here and here, but we went to put it through the knuckle part of the axle. This wouldn't fit through the axle because it's too fat. So the pin wouldn't go all the way. I spent an hour fighting with it before I took things out and figured out that we got the wrong part. It looks the same at glance, but it is not. So we had to have a new one sent out to us, and that was a big fight. Yeah, so here, nice tight fit. Go over here. Like how, you wouldn't notice that by your naked eye. Jonathan noticed something. He was greasing up the slack adjuster here, and as he was greasing it, the grease was pushing the slack adjuster off of the S-cam, so he noticed that something was wrong. It turns out the bolt on the back side that holds it on was missing, so we had to put a new bolt on it and get it attached. But it's a good thing he saw that. Okay, he's going to step on the brake. Let me get the whole thing in here. Watch the S-cam. Can I see the S-cam? S-cam, yeah, that's like, go ahead and step on the brake. Okay, release. It's not retracting. Adjusted it. Is that flashlight you guys?
Double click it if you want more light.
That's all right. Okay, step on it. It doesn't spin, right? Okay, release. Spin it. It's still stuck a little bit, huh? So it did retract some, but it just didn't retract all the way. Let's see if I push it with my fingers. Yeah, it goes back just a hair more.
That should spin, right?
Yeah. Step on it again. Release. Can't get that clevis pin out. I put a pipe wrench on it and was able to spin it. It broke it loose. But I still can't get it out. So I'm gonna put a C-clamp with a socket on it and use it like a press. So there's my C-clamp with a socket. I started moving it, so maybe it'll come out now. All right. So it was rubbing like that on there. You can see how much this geometry is off. So in order for these holes to line up, you're pulling way down on that and it's rubbing on the can. I mean, that's about centered there. Plus the geometry, when the brakes are applied, it's nowhere near 90 degrees. That's supposed to be, when the brakes are applied, the angle should be 90 degrees. It should be way out here, which the curvature of when the S-cam comes up here on the arc, it's gonna raise it higher. So this is just pinching down too low. That's what the problem is here. Go have him step on the brake.
Yeah.
You wanna add a little more air, or is it still on?
I think so.
Okay, that's fine.
Ready?
Yeah, step on it. Release. That still ain't going in. The spring must be broken, that can.
Because of that, you think?
I don't know. But it's not pulling it back in, the spring's supposed to. So we gotta replace that. And we'll change the length of the rod and everything will be all good.
3/8?
Yeah, the one on the other side is 11 inches. Okay, so how long is the new one there then? How long is the new one? It's probably like 16 or something.
Foot,
Okay.
something.
So we're just gonna shorten it an inch.
Yeah.
Okay, step on it. Release. Yep. Okay. And that's with the parking brake applied. And that is a 90-degree angle coming in, 90 degrees on the here. That's what we want when the brakes are applied. It was way back over here before. All right, so we got lots of little air leaks that we're going around and fixing. We've had hoses and fittings like this that are leaking. The belt tensioner for the fan belt for the radiator is leaking all over the place. We reached out to the manufacturer. There is a rebuild kit available for it, but we weren't gonna be able to get it in time. So we're gonna temporarily put a turnbuckle on here for him. He's gonna get the rebuild kit and put this one back on for his Alaska trip.
Other than it's a tiny radiator.
Yeah, it's a little radiator. It's a Series 60. But compared to the 92 series radiator, this thing's half the size of what we got over there. I recommended to him to put some rubber here, around here and across the top and the side and the bottom, because right now the fan is sucking air through here, but the warm air can come back around from the engine and then enter the radiator. So you don't, if you block this off, only cold air from outside is going to enter the radiator and cool the coolant in there. So right now warm air can cycle back around, so you don't have as effective, efficient cooling as you should. But yeah, the whole bottom needs to get sealed up. It's such a small radiator for how many horsepower and how big this bus is. It's definitely gonna be a concern too, but that'll help. And then he's got a radiator misting system on here, and that helps too, to do that. Okay, left and right, just the tiniest amount. Go a little bit more each way.
Okay, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left,
Okay.
right, left, right, left, right, left,
Go a little further.
right, left, right, left, right.
Okay. All right, so we're preparing the bus, going on inspection for everything because he's taking to Alaska. Taking to Alaska is no joke. There's very steep grades, a lot of gravel roads, a lot of not real smooth roads. One thing we recommended to him is to put a hula skirt on the back to help protect his toad. The toad takes an unbelievable amount of rock chips and damage behind the bus on a Alaska trip. So we checked the differential. We went ahead and serviced it. We were concerned about it, but we can't find the part numbers for it. So at some point, he's probably gonna need to have the rear end rebuilt on the bus, but there was no big chunks in there. But we had just serviced it about 5,000 miles ago, and the diff plug was very fuzzy again. The air leaks, we've got it down to 1 PSI per minute. It was leaking about 5 PSI a minute when it pulled in. The air compressor performance takes 6 minutes to fill up, but his suspension was leaking down, so he was having to fill all those extra airbags. There's 12 of them, I think, or 10 of them. So that took a lot of extra time to build up to fill all the airbags. And we replaced all the air springs, so all the airbags are all new on there. We had to convert one of them. It's no longer available for this, one of the rears. But we can take the bag apart and clock it 90 degrees and then reassemble it, and then it fits. So we've got to work around on that non-existent Prevost airbag anymore. We pulled all the hubs for the tag, actually all of them, and repacked the bearings for the front ones that are greased, and the oil ones. We put new seals on everything. So this rear wheel seal replaced every seal on the bus. We adjusted all the slack adjusters. We checked the bearings in the rear duals. Took that off, put new seals on it. Found some issues with the brakes, fixed the brakes. Changed the engine oil filter, changed the transmission fluid, transmission filter, changed the fuel filters. You want to know if an external trans cooler could be installed on there? That's not really a practical thing for there. We put a bird's eye camera, a reverse rear view camera on there. He had one, but it wasn't working. So we put one in a different spot. But we mounted that for him. The tag axle lift, we adjusted it because they weren't coming off the ground, so we took one link out of the chain. We rebuilt the wiper motor on the driver's side. We had a rebuild kit for it. Tip on that, when you have it apart, mark the gear position. There's a center gear in there, and mark where the teeth go, like for the middle, and then put it back in the same position, because otherwise the wiper the mechanism doesn't work right. We had to readjust it because we were off a couple of teeth. He installed a leveling valve system on there, so he can now manually raise and lift each of the bags. So he put some bypass valves and some other electronic valves on there. And then we didn't do any fuel gauge wiring. I told him just don't go more than 500 miles without filling up, and you'll be good. And then the driver's window, or the door glass on the entry door for the passenger side, is very, very bad. And told him to kind of mess with that. It's going to be breaking screws, and we're not really glass people. I don't want to be responsible for breaking glass. So. But yeah, all that stuff there, get this thing ready for a trip to Alaska, which, like I said, Alaska is absolutely no joke. It is a lot of work to get it. Very, very tough terrain. And like I said, the toad is going to get just beat up with rock chips, as I've seen other people who've done Alaska. And we prepared several buses for Alaska trips, and so far, nobody's had any issues. But it's definitely a potential to get broke down in a remote area up there, that's for sure.
Open that fuel valve back up after you try to take it. Open.
brake test once you start rolling here too. Nothing insane, but did it feel good for you there?
A little soft, but I'm gonna try that again.
Didn't feel like you pushed very hard. That's why I didn't know.
No, I didn't.
Just kind of, yeah, just jack on it right there. Going slow.
That's okay.
Pull your emergency brake out while you're rolling and see how quickly you stop. Yeah, okay.
Always good to know that works.
Yeah. Air pressure's up high.
We are at 105.
Okay.
Going to 110.
I was gonna come fix the driveway, but I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
Considering how much
Starting
rain, we had so much rain the other night.
Yeah. Starting to get a little bit of chop near the bottom. It's not bad.
Yeah, it gets very washboarded right here, and I don't know why. Is that a transmission retarder, or
It's supposed. I put it in first gear doing that.
Oh, okay.
But it does have a retarder on it. Is it working?
Well, something definitely held it back, so that was just
Well,
going
yeah,
down to first. So.
I dropped it into first. Yeah.
Got some road hazards on that road.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing, that steering wheel play seems excessive.
Yeah, I mean, from there to there, it doesn't do much.
I'll see it when you get on the straight and narrow up ahead.
But it's half of what it used to be. But getting the bus height correct.
Yeah, and then we can we can adjust that little nut just a little bit, because even if that'll take out an inch of it. Were you mashed on the throttle? Was that your full?
No.
Okay.
I seldom ever floor it.
Okay. That just felt really putsy pulling out. I didn't know.
Sorry, that's me.
I was concerned. The problem is the link between the steering wheel and the throttle.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with being putsy, Ted.
I want to keep this bus for a while.
Yeah. Well,
Without having to do something.
especially since we're a little worried about your rear end and stuff like that. That's nice to do that.
Yeah.
Boy, it sure feels smooth though. The ride.
That is one of the things I love about this thing. It just is really, you don't notice many of the bumps.
Yeah, that's normally a really bad boom boom, and that was just, we floated right over it. The steering looks tighter now that you're going straight. I'm seeing you.
No, well, it's kind of against one side of it. But there's about, that's that's where I can feel a little bit of feedback.
Okay.
About 2 inches. Yeah, the cop was sitting right there yesterday.
They always do. I didn't warn you on this video because
No,
I warn everybody on every
yeah.
video.
That's the first time I ever saw him sitting there.
Several people make nasty comments about, why are you doing that? Because that's where they sit. That's how they make their money right there.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
honestly, I live in this town. This is a school zone. Why not go slow anyways, you know?
Yeah.
She just motors along, man.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Did you reach out to the belt tensioner people about...
Yes, I ordered the kit.
Is that what it was the kit?
It was the kit.
Okay.
I was surprised. I asked him, he's going to ship it to Houston.
Okay.
I asked him if he, let me know what the price of this cylinder is. I'm wondering.
Yeah. Just go around the square here.
Something I haven't been able to see for a long time. My turn signals in the daylight.
Oh,
That's a
put new bulbs in there?
new LED high brightness.
How many people are going to go on that trip to Alaska with you?
I think right now there's 23 other rigs.
So
it's
RVs and some are
RV
campers and
Yeah, it's everything.
fifth wheels and
Yeah, we went on the one to the Great Lakes, and yeah, at the time, this was actually before I came here. I was so worried about taking this old 75 bus up there, and I have the old bus. It's just, detriment to the neighborhood. It was funny because we got to the other side of Niagara Falls, and I mean, there was people there with $500,000 coaches and just
Wow.
new stuff, and you're going, oh boy. But people would be walking around the camp, and every one of them comes up, what year is that? And we got a lot of attention on that tour, which is really, I thought we were going to be, because we're leaking oil like mad, and just,
you'd got even more attention if it still had a two-stroke in it.
yeah. Well, yeah, of course, everybody, what's that in it? 60 series.
Something is beeping back there.
I think I don't know if it's the water system or something. It's been doing that ever since whenever.
Well, we'll back you onto the pit and we'll spray around on those airbags and those valves and everything and see if we can figure out what's leaking air and see if it comes down at an angle. Something wrong?
Yeah,
Oh.
I just stepped on it.
Okay. I saw you let off. I saw the turbo
Yeah.
boost go to 0 and I was like...
Oh, fast enough for me.
Engine temperature running good?
Yeah, it's in fact it's lower than it was. Of course, it's a cooler.
It's a cooler day.
Right, it's about 180, which it pretty much sticks about 195. Except for this trip, it's been done a little below that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Only the 50s out there this morning, so that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I was surprised.
I just want you to keep an eye on that gauge because that turnbuckle's a new setup on there for you.
Yeah.
I think you should still tighten it another turn or so.
Okay.
It looked a little loose. But it is tighter than what it was before.
Oh yeah. Well, even with the air tensioner on there, it would slap around like that.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I meant. With the air tensioner, I could see how loose it was still. Trying to park it to the inside.
Yeah, order two of the valves too. Yeah, they got to replace the driver's side.
want to do a sewer dump before you get on the pit? Or are you okay?
I'm okay. I think I was figuring tonight. I'm assuming I'm leaving this afternoon.
Yeah, as long as you don't have any
Yeah.
no issues came up now, but we'll check these airbags and then we'll have you do the 50-mile
Okay.
test drive. I smell the sewer in here. When I came in the shop this morning, it smelled like sewage.
Yeah. It's I mean it's towards full mark, that's for sure. Well, if you got enough hose, I mean, it
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt it. So I don't mind. My 5-footer is fine.
Well, we'll get you really close. Like, let's pull up with your. Oh shit! Hang on, I'm about ready to have a coughing fit.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you need to close it?
No. See if we can make it up the hill before I hack up alone. He's got the power to do it.
Yeah. It's feeling it though.
Oh yeah.
25% grade. Wow.
You'll have worse.
Really?
In Alaska? Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, Ted was extra patient for us because he was on his way here when we got diagnosed with COVID. So he hung out for about a week before we got to him. And then no sooner did we get him done, get him out of the shop, and got the next bus getting ready to pull in.